What's up, guys? We're past the pop culture. My name is Ricky with my co-host here, Mr. Fen.
Yo.
And today we're talking about a few things. We're talking about our Street Fighter review, Street Fighter 6 review, I should say. We'll talk about like this really cool mod too that came out for it. I don't know how they've already created this mod. Like,
it just came out.
They're insane. Yeah, I don't know if they got access to it beforehand or what the heck they're doing over there. But it's crazy what mod developers are doing. Apple recently revealed this like weird goggles. It's their Vision Pro AR VR kind of thing as well. It's $3,500. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that because it's a bit of a commitment to buy one of those. Yeah, it is kind of interesting though. They're going all in, I guess, on VR too. So Meta's gonna have to watch out. We're gonna talk about a little bit of the Flash because the Flash is coming out pretty soon, right? Like we're about 10 days now from time of filming.
So this week or next week, sorry.
And then Microsoft got hit with a $20 million fine, which they're just gonna brush off. But it's kind of interesting because they've been collecting data, and we all know that, but they're collecting children's data, which is a big no-no.
Yep.
According to the FTC, that's what they're doing. And then Sony's working. I don't know why they're just coming out with some weird patents.
I don't really understand this one either.
So it's a shared controller input thing. We'll talk about it. We'll kind of break it down. We'll kind of walk through it together because I don't really get it. It's kind of weird. But Street Fighter 6.
Ooh-wee.
It's good. It's really good.
More than good.
I would say it's great even.
I would say it's 9 out of 10 because I suck at it, but
yeah. It's probably, I enjoy this a lot. It's probably one of my favorite fighting games right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I enjoyed it a lot. I played it a lot over the weekend. I don't have the game, but I played at your house. I had some buddies come over. We played it. It's good. It's solid. It has everything we need. The roster. Oh, I muted myself. Sorry. I tried to stop the thing, but anyways, they announced the roster and for the next games coming up on the DLC, and those DLCs are characters seem to be pretty solid so far. I hope we get more. I hope they announce stuff, especially they drop a free character here and there. That'd be nice. But Capcom, they did it. They did it. I don't know what they're doing back there, but they did it. And because I know Street Fighter 5 kind of was troubled, right?
That was poo-poos compared to this.
Yeah, and I just really like the art style they went with, the direction, the fighting mechanics. It's all solid. It's I don't know. There's already the rollback, right? Online. I haven't played any online. Everybody's kind of overpowered in their own way. Like I've been seeing some online gameplay of like higher level players, and it's like, woof. It's a long climb for me. It'll be a long climb if I start doing that. But honestly, really enjoyable game. I think even for casual, right? Really easy to get into. The auto, oh man, what is that? Like they have like the auto attack stuff.
Oh, the dynamic?
It's not the modern. It's dynamic. There you go. That's powerful.
That messed me up.
You just button smash and you win, right? Now, I'm assuming better players are going to easily be able to go over that because it is pretty handholdy, that one. So it's like dynamic, kind of like locks you into doing certain combos a little bit more. So it's not too schmixy, but it's just spammy enough where you'll get messed up, and it's interesting. I'm not going to use that. I'm using classic. Some people like using the modern, so I don't know how online has it. Is it just modern or does it matter?
Well, depends. Here in America, it's classic, but apparently during the betas, in like Japan or whatever, they already figured out like the niche of modern, because modern, like you can whiff a lot easier, you can punish a lot easier, the recovery frames are a lot faster. So there is like modern can be quote unquote better, but you have to everyone still has to play around with it because even Jay Wong, who I guess plays classic, he was getting destroyed by like modern controller people. So it's like right now it's 50-50, but for like the casual player, like I guess me or you essentially would like be better on modern, but you use modern to kind of get the feel of the game, and then you switch to classic because classic is the better. Because I didn't even know modern the damage is less. I didn't know that.
No, yeah, they have like they had it all like thought out. I don't know too much about it, but yeah, I did hear about like there is slight changes in modern so that it just because modern is assisted, it could get overpowered pretty quickly.
Exactly.
We'll see how the tournaments decide it because I understand that Capcom made the game very accessible, which was
Everybody.
like yeah, so like cuz there's people who like I played with don't really play fighting games, but they're still able to play where it's still fun to a certain degree where you know other fighting games can be a little more inaccessible, right? Like you got to know all the combos. Yeah, you got to know all the combos like right off the bat to really do anything kind of cool. But everything just feels weighty and meaty. All the punches, it's really satisfying.
Fun.
Yeah, it's just like getting the parries and everything. It's really good.
Name another fighting game where like I kept telling you because I'll go ahead and put myself on blast, but Ricky went on like a 15 win streak against me. But like I was still wanting to play and I was still having a blast even though my booty was getting smacked. And it's like I don't think I've ever played a fighting game where like the loss doesn't feel like I should just quit gaming. But like I just want to keep going. And like we played all like at least with us three, we played the whole day Sunday till like our thumb started like our thumb started
5
hurting.
hours. It was like 5 to 8 hours straight of us just like playing. So like we got a good amount of time in it just to kind of test it out. But yeah, I think you're right. Like it's still satisfying when you're losing the match. It's like it's still fun. It still feels like it doesn't feel too one-sided. I think you know it seems like like someone can absolutely clap your cheeks though. But it doesn't it just there are ways to like come back and it's just really like their whole dynamic system that they have there. It's really cool. I enjoyed it overall. I think that like this and Fighters, I think like for Dragon Ball Fighters, that one's probably like more of like probably like my favorite, and Smash, but I'm talking about like classic 2D, or not 2D, but classic fighting games. Yeah. I think those are like probably like my favorites right now because like those ones are very satisfying. Like they're very satisfying to play the game, especially like when you're just pairing back and forth and you're just going at it.
When was it when you were pairing all my like 6,000 combos I was trying to do to you? You're just like
and then just going
them.
like just going back and forth and just like all the punches. Like it's really fun to watch. I think too. Like it's enjoyable to watch. It's not boring, right? Like that's the hard part where it's like if the fighting is kind of like it's more fun for the players, but it's just as enjoyable to watch these games unravel, right? It does feel like a movie almost, right? Like when you're just going at it. That's the best way to describe it. So I mean it seems everyone's pretty much agreeing Street Fighter 6 is a hit, right?
A million players already.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. I just hope that there's longevity here. It seems like everyone's getting into this and like, yep, we're gonna be in this for the long haul. I hope Capcom doesn't start doing Capcom things though, and like start doing all this weird stuff. It's like just support this one, get it going. But man, I was talking about if we can get that Street Fighter 6 love for some Marvel versus Capcom, that would be amazing. Like that, forget it. I'm not doing the podcast no more. I'm just gonna be playing that because oh my gosh, like I love that game as a kid. So it'd be amazing if we can do that because like you get like Spider-Man, Wolverine, right? You got all of them, Magneto.
So
right?
would you want it like how Street Fighter 6 is right now? Is that how you would want Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah, like I think it'd be kind of work as that art style. Maybe just a little different because Marvel characters like I don't know how well they would translate directly, but like a sort of modified like anime-esque version of the fighters that would be for Marvel side. I think it'd be really cool, like like Mega Man in the style or like Zero or something. That'd be pretty sick. But a man can dream. But anyways, though, Street Fighter 6 definitely a must play at least to just try it out. I would say it's a buy. I think like it's Street Fighter's back. I think that's what everyone's saying.
Till Mortal Kombat. I guess we can kind of cover that because it's gameplay is this week for the Summer's Game Fest, which is Thursday, BT Dubs. And Ed Boon is saying like, oh yeah, people are in for a treat, and then the Geoff, what's his name, Jeff whatever, for the owner of Summer's Game Fest, he's like, oh yeah, this roof is gonna absolutely explode with the gameplay of Mortal Kombat. So of course those are probably just buzzwords, but I'm a sucker for those.
Well, we'll have to see, man, because it's like Mortal Kombat definitely is gonna have to show something good.
Yeah, but
because like they can't.
they're pretty confident after all this is happening with Street Fighter. They're
Yeah.
still saying this stuff, so
Then I don't know what they got because they got to be having something crazy
I
going
better
on
see
to
the
beat Street
words
Fighter right
open
now.
beta now, and then I'll think about it.
Yeah, like that's gonna be hard to like compete because then you got Tekken, Street Fighter, right? Like all of them are coming out right now. The only way for this to be crazier is somehow like Smash gets involved or something, bringing more DLC.
Wow, imagine that.
Like the only way you can just like make this like go crazier was
Smash
like
Melee
something like that.
remastered.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean it's just really crazy right now with the kind of content we're getting on fighting games. There is kind of like that revitalization of it. But Street Fighter 6, we kind of got to close that because we're going to talk about that little mod. So there's a cool little mod that you can use for Street Fighter 6. It allows you to be played in like VR. So it's kind of interesting, I guess, because it's like, I mean, have you seen the video of this, Sven?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like it's almost like you're watching like a movie because like you can kind of like look around and do stuff, but it's pretty cool. But it's just to me, it's just like you get like a free camera, like there's like the FOV and then like all these crazy stuff, and it's just like oh okay, like this is pretty cool, right? And then we have like people just creating mods like day one, right? Like are they getting this like beforehand though? That's the
I
thing.
don't know. How do they like just completely change the whole game so fast? I don't.
Yeah.
Because like
But-
what, they changed the HUD and like I mean just
Yeah.
the whole thing's changed.
Yeah, the whole thing's changed. I recommend checking out like the video if you can just look it up on YouTube, like Street Fighter 6 VR. But it's kind of a cool thing because it's like I don't know if it's gonna be like game changing or anything where it's like people are gonna start doing like fighting games in VR. I don't think it's gonna be that, but I think it's really cool to see like okay, there's still stuff going on for VR that could be kind of cool to basically describe it. Just like everything's a little bit changed, everything's a little bit different. But the reason why we're bringing that up is because Apple, right? They have their own little VR set. AR VR set, right? It's like both, but it's $3,500, like I mentioned earlier, and it just looks weird. I don't like it. I mean, it's kind of like a weird future tech thing.
It does look like it's for the future though.
But yeah, it looks dorky though. I mean, everything, all that tech looks kind of dorky, right? Like the VR stuff, you do look kind of funny with it on. It's just, I don't know.
It just reminds me of like you're about to scuba dive, but I guess you will in VR. I guess.
So if you guys haven't like heard about this, it's basically this is way overpriced AR VR thing. So it's like you can still see through, but there's like an OLED screen, right? That will pop up and it's kind of like grays out. And if you're doing like AR, you can kind of make it look like you got like you can have like different computers up essentially. And you have like screens up and you can kind of do everything, but just
it's like Iron Man.
Yeah,
You know
it's
that
kind of
POV
like
of him
that.
like inside the suit? That's what this is.
Yeah, that's essentially the best way to describe it. You can take photos with it, you can do a bunch of stuff, but my favorite part is that it gets 2 hours of use. So after 2 hours, you got to charge it up to 2 hours. So you can have that on for 2 hours, and then it's like, all right, that's it, I'm done. But it's got an OLED screen, so that's pretty good. At least we're moving, at least we got some, good stuff in there, right?
Yeah, your
but yeah, it's I don't know. It is interesting that they're willing to compete in this space. I'm not sure if this is a quick cash grab or Apple genuinely is like, hey, let's get AR going, an AR VR kind of thing.
I mean, that's a big step though. Like VR is not even doing that because you don't even need controllers. So
yeah, well,
but that's probably why they can charge $3,200, right? Because nobody else.
Yeah, you're just Iron Manning the whole thing, and I guess that's what it is. It's supposed to be for like bored people, I guess. I don't know. With money, I mean, I really don't know who's this marketing to. It's a very, very niche.
Yeah.
Well, it's
would
Apple
you want to watch?
fans.
Yeah, but would you want to watch a movie like in your face? I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's not even long enough. It doesn't last long enough to watch a movie.
2 hours, so
you have to plug it in. So you can't like lay down on your bed like just like this and just look up at the top
I
You
mean,
can't do that because I mean, like you'd have to have the cable here and it'd be kind of uncomfortable. Like you can't turn properly.
that cable better be 10 feet or whatever.
It's like when you're laying in bed and you're charging your phone, you want to turn over, but the
But you can't.
cord's not
Yeah.
long enough. That's what I feel like it's gonna be like the
I
whole
feel
time.
that.
Where it's like so close to greatness, but it's just overpriced and like I don't know, like it's just I'm not gonna get it, so it's
Yeah.
probably just gonna be a thing,
Stick
right?
around.
Like some people will get it. I mean, like if I got offered it, I'd take it, right? Like
Yeah. But this
it's not
is
like an
like that's a
affront to
down
like
payment for a
humanity.
car.
But yeah, like you can buy a used car for that price. So
Yeah.
I'd rather.
100p.
I
Like,
mean,
that's,
yeah, some people were like, oh, you're just poor, right? Like in the comment sections, all the Apple people,
I mean, true.
right?
But
It was like, yeah, but still, I don't want to pay. If I still had money, I wouldn't pay for this. Like, it's
yeah.
I don't know.
Never
We're
mind.
gonna see how this does, right? If they're because it's Apple, so Apple fanboys will adopt it, right?
Of course.
Then they're gonna have to copium and be like, it's really good, guys. You don't understand. The $1,000 cheese grater was really good too. And then we got this Vision Pro thing. Trust me, Apple is top of their game with this. And then they're gonna have to copium, but they're gonna give Apple money, and then
Yep.
they're gonna be able to research it more. And then they're gonna be like, hey, AR VR. It actually may kind of work. Other companies are gonna actually do something good with it because they're gonna see how Apple's doing wrong, and then boom, we're gonna
AKA
actually have good
Samsung.
products on. Yeah, then we're gonna have good products on the market
Yep.
then that are cheaper, more affordable, and actually work. And then boom. So Apple's just, I don't know. They're being the first ones. They're being the guinea pig, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
So, like, give it like 5-10 years, everyone's gonna be doing AR and VR, because then everyone's gonna be like, oh, Apple's doing it, right? For whatever
true,
reason, if
yeah.
Apple's doing it, everyone else will do it, right? Like, even though it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, right? They took out the headphone jack. Now all the phone companies are like, let's take out the headphone
I
jack,
hate that still.
right? Like, I'm just
Nice,
glad
yeah.
like they didn't start adopting the whole charging your mouse on the bottom of it, and for Bluetooth devices or something. Then I'm just glad they didn't start doing
You
that.
put that into the world, so
Yeah, so now some Apple
too
execs gonna hear about it, and they're gonna be like, all right, we gotta make sure everyone else is doing this too.
yes.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't get it, right? Like, it's hype because it's Apple. Like, if some random company came out with this, everyone would be like, eh. But it's Apple.
Yeah,
so,
$3,200. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But Apple's like, oh, okay. Yep. Let's do it.
yes, they're like, oh, actually, thank you, King. That is very cheap for you guys. Steve Jobs will be proud, kind of
Kiss
thing.
your
And then
feet.
they,
Like, come on, guys.
yeah.
Wake up.
But speaking of waking up, we got the Flash.
Never mind. I was gonna make a terrible joke. Yeah, that comes out what 16th, and what do you think?
I don't know, man.
I'm trying to. Well, I'm trying to ask
okay,
this in a like a
There's a
decent
Miller.
way.
I don't know. They're just gonna have to hope that, I don't know. It's people don't want to watch it because Urza's in it.
And I think it's gonna do decent, but it could have been better if he didn't throw chairs at people.
Yeah,
But they're justifying it like, oh no, he's getting help. He's not gonna show up to the premieres. We're only doing one.
but it's like
premiere.
it's still
He's
their
like
movie though.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like it's not like Miller's movie. Like,
it's his movie. You can't change it.
the leading actor.
And it's gonna suck
it's
because
like you
know
can't-
what? It's gonna suck because this movie is probably gonna be really good, like everybody's saying. And apparently there's a secret ending that everyone is going crazy for, and that's why everyone's being hush hush about it. So it's like, if this movie is like a 10 out of 10 and it changes superhero movies, it doesn't mean anything because guess what? Ezra Miller. So it's
People are not gonna really want to support
yeah.
the movie. I don't know how many people are going to go and watch it. I think most people don't really know about the controversy, and they're going to go and watch it, right? The average casual person.
Yeah.
But, of course, the core fan base, a lot of them have kind of, like, turned against Warner Brothers, especially allowing them in. But we'll see though, right? Because it's like, is it just Twitter noise where it's like a handful of people are just making a lot of noise about this? It seems like the thing is, Urza Miller hasn't done a lot to make themselves likable. And since, of course, they're not having them go out, do the whole, hey guys, I'm
Press
the Flash, press conference and, trying to get some good faith back, I think most people are kind of like, I don't want to.
That does give off like the wrong message as well.
So I don't know. Like, is it better to have Urza Miller just be out there and with the whole press conference and tour and stuff, or is it better just to be like, you know what? We're gonna pretend you don't exist, even though you're the Flash. It's like,
well, they still want him to be the Flash too.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, come on. Like, I don't know. It's like. It's too toxic to kind of touch now in a way. So
it's
maybe just Urza Miller just hits it out of the park, and that's why they don't want to let it go. I don't know.
Has he said sorry?
No,
let's start there. I don't know if he has. It doesn't excuse what he did, but at least
I don't think they've been allowed to even come out and say anything.
Just say it was the Reverse Flash. It wasn't him.
I guess, dude. It's I don't know. Let's see. Let's just see. Hopefully it's good.
That's why I kind of don't want the movie to be really good, because then it's be like, well, we could have had something, but he just had to pull a Reverse Flash on us.
Yeah, that'd be funny. The Flash is actually the real villain in this movie.
Oh.
That's why they
Warner
want to keep
Brothers,
him.
yeah, maybe Warner Brothers like, look,
they knew Urza Miller was a bad guy.
We made him the bad guy. Let's kill him off in the movie and bring in a nice, happier new Flash, aka Ezra Miller after therapy. I don't know.
We'll get Grant to do it. Grant Gustin.
Ooh,
we'll have him do it.
What if he shows up?
He'll be mainline.
It's a secret
remember they
ending.
They did that whole little thing way back in the Flash. Had Urza Miller show up and he's like, "Whoa, this is you." Yeah, so like they acknowledge it. He's canon.
Secret ending is all I'm saying.
So, yes, but we'll move on to the last few things.
Yep.
Microsoft essentially getting fined. They're winning and they're losing. I don't know. It's so weird that like they're just taking a lot of heat lately. So yeah, they got hit with this $20 million fine. Basically, they are collecting data and it's from the Xbox. They're collecting data, which like, oh no, really? Wow, no one, who would have guessed? Microsoft? Really?
I thought they were great.
Yeah. And so it is illegal to collect children's personal information, of course, like children use Xboxes. So they've been collecting the data, right? So I don't know why it took this long to figure it out. But because they're trying to acquire Activision Blizzard, now they're getting a lot of scrutiny. And now they're like, wait a second here, buddy. I think you're doing something illegal. So, yeah, data collection, not something that is looked very fondly, right? But everyone kind of just accepts it. But I'm surprised they actually got hit with the fine. But yeah, the FTC did go after them. So I guess they violated COPPA, whatever, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act.
Oh, they did it for 4 years?
Yep. Yeah, so they've been doing this for a little bit of time, but yeah, they got hit with this. They're gonna shrug it off. It's only 20 million, right? They're not gonna care.
They made 200 billion last year, so
yeah. So it's like
that's a tissue paper.
What is it? It's 0.029% of the buyout or something like that. The money that they're getting from the buyout. Yeah. So like they're not crying over this. They're going, oh wow, oh no, and they're gonna keep doing
do it again.
So, yeah. Now if you like 100 times that, maybe they'll get scared. I don't know. It's like you give them like $1 trillion fine, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess," and then it doesn't matter. But Sony, right now, we're gonna talk about them. They're just coming out with this weird patent that it allows like cloud, like. If you have, I thought it was like, how is everyone? You're controlling one controller by multiple people. So like, someone will be like the trigger. Yeah. Someone will be the face buttons. Yeah. Someone will do the thumbsticks. Or whatever, yeah. So I don't know about this. They're patenting a lot of this stuff. I just don't know how it's gonna pan out.
I mean, they're using Street Fighter as an example.
Yeah, so like as Street Fighter, like someone will be control of like movement, someone will be control of like punching and kicking, someone will be doing the heavies, right? It's all cloud based. I don't know. It's just weird.
I can see this. I can see this working for like multiplayer games where it's like a party game or something where like you have to work together. But that's a very niche category of gaming, so I don't really understand.
Yeah, so the patent is dynamic allocation of split control in a video game. They did show a little diagram that you guys can look up, but it's really not worth it. It's just essentially someone poking their little fingies on a controller and then going, "Oh wow, look, I get to control half of the character. Wow, this is cool." I don't know. I think you can probably do it like puzzle games.
Yeah.
Right? Like you were saying, I don't know. It's a weird thing. They're coming up with all these patents, but hey, you know what? If it ends up being cool, it ends up being cool. I just don't see the vision. Right?
Sounds confusing to me.
It is what it is, I guess. But
I mean, maybe I could see, maybe like I'm trying to think. Maybe okay, in the instance of Street Fighter, you have a pro teaching you how to play, but you go, okay, let's work on the timing of this button. All you have to do is move the joystick, and then I'll press the button or reverse. I don't know, but again, like why make a whole patent for that? That's
I don't know. It's just weird, right? But hey, you know what? We're winning with Street Fighter. We're gonna be seeing hopefully we're winning with Mortal Kombat, right? Hopefully. So yes. So anyways, we're gonna start streaming now because I want to play some Call of Duty, but we'll see if my computer blows up or not. So if you guys enjoyed what you were listening to, we very much appreciate it if you guys leave a like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on your preferred podcast listening platform, give us a like, a thumbs up, a heart. However it works on there, we very much appreciate any and all support. If you want to see if my computer does blow up, follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/PastThePopCulture. We're live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You can come hang out with us, talk about Street Fighter or whatever gaming stuff you guys want to talk about. And then, what's the other one? Oh, yes, the social medias. We're at Past the Pop Culture pretty much on everything, right? So we've been posting clips here and there of our gameplays. So if you're missing out on the stream, right, and you want to see a little bit of the highlights, that's a really good spot to get them. So, yeah, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, right? Those are kind of like our main ones, but we kind of sprinkle everything around here and there. So with that being said, if you enjoyed today's episode, we very much appreciate it. So, thanks, guys.
Bye.